Well, with schools across the home nations ordered to close, let's now turn to teacher and National Education Union member Martin Powell-Davies to hear his thoughts. Martin, afternoon.
Good afternoon.
One day of term and then closing down again.
Well, it must be incredibly frustrating for heads in particular who wasted their holidays trying to get the impossible done when everybody was clear that it was not going to be safe, that the evidence was already in place, even as he was bullying schools to stay open before Christmas. It was on the cards that it would not be safe. And of course, as you have just said, in the end had to bow to the inevitable and admit that schools actually have been acting as vectors of transmission. That's been clear for weeks, and the decision should have been taken not to open.
Yes.
And now he's been forced to do so.
Well, you say on the cards, predicted, but did the announcement, though, actually give time for teachers and schools to prepare, despite knowing perhaps that would happen?
Well, obviously, it's been mixed emotions. We would like to make sure that we support our students as quickly and as well as we can. And certainly today has been a lot of rushing around trying to get things in place, which actually should have been put in place earlier, if only the government had listened. But, you know, I've been on this very computer all day long, teaching online my students. You know, we know what we're doing. We've got used to this situation. And so I know that schools will deliver as well as they can. And actually, there's a sense of relief that finally the government has recognised the unsafe workplaces that we've been working in. And I'm very pleased that staff and their unions forced the hand of the government by making clear that we were not prepared to be in an unsafe workplace.
And talking about putting things in place, this is a reference, to shifting everything to online learning. I mean, surely that's a major challenge, bearing in mind many children are still without vital equipment.
Well, absolutely. And of course, the government months ago said that they would be providing the laptops in the previous lockdown. The numbers have not appeared as they had promised. So there is still a desperate need to get as much equipment as we can to support those students who may not have access to laptops, may not have access to the internet, and so on. So again, the government has wasted time when that's what they should have been working on. They need to make sure that's in place. Parents who perhaps have got to take time off work for childcare reasons need to be financially supported as well, because if this is going on until March, there is going to be a lot of work to be done. But I know that teachers and school staff will do it.
Impact, as you say, on children and parents. But of course, what about the staff? Schools are virus hotspots, as it's all been very clearly shown. The Times Educational Supplement is suggesting that staff are 4 times more likely to be infected. So you must welcome this move, particularly when it's going to be making it much safer for the staff.
Absolutely, there's a sense of relief. But as I say, the things are still got to be resolved because, of course, there will be vulnerable and key worker children in schools. And so we've still got to make sure that that doesn't slip, that we can't be having large numbers of children all in small spaces, that has got to be spaced out. There's got to be the vaccination rolled in for school staff as well, so that safety is still an absolute priority, because this new variant is very clear that it has been spreading more quickly amongst young people. We knew already that it was an issue in schools, but now absolutely, with everybody having admitted it, then schools need to be organised on a safe basis, with the majority of teaching taking place online.
Martin, despite all the efforts with online teaching, now there's talk of exams being cancelled, or maybe not. But in what way is this affecting children's education at the moment?
Well, it's very hard. I mean, actually, the teaching that I've been doing today is because there are some exams, the exams that my classes are preparing for, are taking place on Monday. And of course, they really are not clear, first of all, even how the exam is going to be invigilated, given that many invigilators are older, often retired people who don't want to come in for obvious health risks. How is it going to be properly assessed when some of those students perhaps have had support, perhaps others have been in schools that have been badly affected by the virus? So, again, the government needs to rethink absolutely not just the summer exams, but to make sure that all students are treated fairly.
Martin Powell-Davies, really good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed for joining us live.
Thank you.